Right, so today we've got to have a little discussion about Mickey 17. For those who don't know, this is the most recent film from a very highly regarded director, so not gonna lie, going in, maybe I was expecting a little bit too much from the film. And this film follows a man who wants to escape a debt he's accumulated on Earth, so he joins up as an expendable on a spaceship, which basically means he's gonna have his DNA and consciousness saved, so when he dies they can print a clone. And they can use him mission after mission without having to worry what happens to him, and they can even test like alien substances and stuff on him. Now, one small thing about this process though is that each time he's reprinted, there are slight differences in his personality. And one day this all goes wrong as Mickey 17 is thought to be dead, and then they print a new one, Mickey 18. As I've already said, the film has only just came out and mostly got good reviews. However, I'm here to tell you that it's really not that great. And also, just a little side note, as the film has only just been released, there's no DVD or streaming version, so what I'm talking about won't exactly match what you're seeing on screen, but I'm going to try my best for you guys. There are some good things I like about it though. Mark Ruffalo does a great job as the villain, and I really hated those fucking dentures he had in the whole film. So yeah, they did a good job on making me dislike the villain, which is always what you want to see from a film. And the multiples look really good. It never felt off, and it never felt like it took me out the movie. Like, it was just, it looked good. And it also massively helps that Patterson done a good job in this film. And there was quite a lot of CGI used in the film, but it was good, so nothing to complain about there. And I do want to say, just before I get into what I don't like about the film, it is still enjoyable, and I think a second watch I might like it a bit more, as my main issue with it would have been solved if I had known just a bit more going in. So what is that issue, you may be thinking? Well, the problem I had was the direction the film actually went in. You see, the film is set up as if it's going to be like a character drama, as cringy as that sounds. You see, when Mickey 18 comes out, he comes out a more serious and put together version of Mickey. So the film kind of feels like we're going to see the inferior Mickey go on a journey to become the stronger Mickey. Now, this didn't just come from nowhere. I've got some reasons why I thought it was going in this direction. The first thing was that they made a point about Mickey's girlfriend being too good for him at the start of the film. And as well as Mickey's girlfriend, there was also a nav woman in the beginning of the film, and she was friends with Mickey and his girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure like she touches his shoulder at one point, and like Mickey looks at it, and like I thought that was like a little nod. There may have been a little something going on between them. And this woman I'm speaking about already had a love interest in the film, but this woman unfortunately dies on the same mission where Mickey 17 is thought to have died. So after this mission, they print Mickey 18, and then when Mickey 17 gets back up to the ship, the girl who just lost her love interest pulls Mickey aside and then tries to kiss him. And he does pull away, but it really seemed like he was going to go in for the kiss as well. But he doesn't do it. He then just runs back to his own room and finds his clone in the room with his girlfriend. They've both taken some sort of drug that comes from the aliens they're investigating, and then the girlfriend tries to initiate a threesome with the two Mickeys. And then she even says, "Oh, I knew this would happen eventually." Once she said this, and watching her desperate attempts to get this threesome going, it really felt to me like she was only with him for that purpose, if that makes sense. Like she had planned it years ago when she first met Mickey, knowing he was the only expendable on the ship, that maybe one day there would be two Mickeys and she'd get this fantasy. But before anything can really happen with this, the friend that tried to kiss Mickey in the last scene walks in on them and then runs off and threatens to report the fact there are two Mickeys. Before she gets a chance to though, the girlfriend of Mickey stops her and they have a little argument, and then they get onto the topic of having a Mickey each. So at this point, to me, it felt like, yeah, this film is going to take the route of Mickey finally getting his match, as his current girlfriend wasn't really suited for him, as they'd shown us at the beginning of the film. And now he has the perfect chance to, as there's two Mickeys, so everyone wins. But this whole plotline, which I would have found more interesting, is completely ditched. Now, I don't know if this was done on purpose, because to be honest, this film kind of seems like it would be for people that wouldn't enjoy that sort of storyline. So maybe it was like, you know, to subvert expectations, you know, to make people think, oh, I'm in for a shit one here, and it turns out to be good. But for me, it had the complete opposite effect, if that's what they were going for. Now, my next problem was the translator. In this film, there's an alien race who speaks alien, of course. And we only hear them speaking maybe 5 or 6 times, and by the 6th time, somehow one of the scientists on the ship manages to make an entire translator. Now, I know this film is set in the future, but come on, this just feels lazy to me. The aliens really didn't like the humans very much, as the humans are literally trying to take their tails for sauce. By the way, that's the actual main plot, people trying to kill these aliens to take their tails for sauce. So it's not like the aliens just sat with the scientists teaching them how to speak their language all day, so yeah, I don't know, that whole thing's had me a bit confused. Another thing that confuses me is that there are important people on the ship, and they have a fully working clone station. Yet when people die, they just die. I know in this universe it's frowned upon, but surely everyone should have a backup just in case, especially if they're on some missions that they know are dangerous. And the things that upload the consciousness on are like only a small box, so really it's just stupid to not have backups of everyone. Now for the rest of the video, I'm going to be mentioning some spoilers in the film, so if you want to see it, then click off now. You see, in this film, right at the end, all these characters have that no hope moment, and they're saved by some people on the ship who just before this were holding our main characters at gunpoint. So it's like a whole side switch kind of thing, but it just kind of came out of nowhere. The people doing the side switch were in the film the entire time, but never did they actually show us that there's this little inside operation going on, and if they did, I missed it, so maybe it's just a me problem. Another thing they did without setting up was Mickey 18 sacrificed himself for Mickey 17 and the rest of the humans. See, at the end of the film, Mickey 17 has a bomb vest on, and so does Mickey 18. And Mickey 18 is having a fight with Mark Ruffalo and decides to blow up his own vest and kill them both. So he did this as like a sacrifice, so this moment should have really been built up to and had some impact behind it. Especially considering the fact that I wanted to see the story of 17 become better than 18 in some sort of way. So when 18 just randomly kills himself, it just really fell flat for me. And it really did seem random to me. You see, the alien clearly said there was a deal, one life for one life, and then both races will leave each other alone. So when Mickey 18 is having a fight with Mark Ruffalo's character, he turns to the alien and says, a life for a life, right? And then right after kills himself and Mark Ruffalo. So rather Mickey 18's maths is horrible, or just wanted to be heroic for the sake of it. Because he had Mark on the ground, like he could have killed him there and then. And there you go, you've got a life for a life. And the explosion probably killed quite a few aliens as well, so it's not a fair deal. But yeah, Mark Ruffalo's death actually leads me on to my final issue of this film, and that's the dream sequence at the end. And oh boy, is it out of place. So at the end of the film, they're doing this big ceremony scene where everyone's coming together and they're celebrating the fact they got off the ship, and they're making this whole big deal about blowing up the cloning station. But right before the clone station breaks up, we cut to a scene where Mark Ruffalo's character is actually being reprinted. Mickey finds him being reprinted and is attacked, and right as he's attacked, he wakes up. Yeah, I'm not joking, he wakes up. So in the middle of a ceremony, he falls asleep just so we can get that bullshit dream sequence that makes no sense. It adds absolutely nothing to the film, and I thought, oh, this is going to be good. Mark Ruffalo's actually alive still. But yeah, no, that's not the case at all, and it was just a dream sequence, so it meant nothing. So why was it there? Anyway, that's about all I have to say about this film. So yeah, Mickey 17 is not good, but it's also not bad. I know I'm mainly focused on the negatives of this film, but overall I'd still say it wasn't a hard watch or anything, and it was definitely enjoyable enough for me to say it wasn't a waste of time going to see it, unlike Nosferatu was. If you sat for this whole video, then as usual, I thank you very much. Seriously, each view means a lot to me, even though it may seem insignificant. I really hope that I also got the details of the film right. If I didn't, that's going to be a little bit embarrassing, but I'm going off of memory here. But a good thing about YouTube is, if you have any issues with any of my opinions, then you can just let me know in the comments. And even if you disagree, I'm sure that we can all be happy. Speaking of being happy, Happy Gilmore 2 comes out later this year, so that's something I'm pretty sure we can all agree we're excited to see. Right?